Let us try to solve the fourth exercise in Microsoft Excel. And this exercise requires us to create two tables. Even though whenever we create anything in the worksheet, it looks like a table, but it is not a table as far as the Excel is concerned. We are supposed to create an exclusive table, then only it is considered as a table. Now what they are saying is, we are supposed to create a table that looks like this. That is, we are supposed to create the zone and percentage. So south, north, east and so on. So this is one table. Also they are saying that we are supposed to create one more table with the name sales that has following details like the name of the salesman, the zone where the item is sold, the place where the item is sold, name of the item, rate of that item and quantity. What I have done is I have already created the columns for them, as well as few selected names I have already typed, and I have also typed this particular table. So I have this table with me, even though it looks like a table, but it is not a table in Microsoft Microsoft Excel. So how do I create a table out of this particular rows and column values? So just keep the cell, active cell within this particular region. Keep it anywhere within this active cell within this region, and then go to the insert here. Under the insert you have an option for table. So this is not the table that you see in Microsoft Word. This is a different table. So this will create a table in Microsoft Excel. So let's click on table, and when I click on this table, because I have already have a active cell in this region, the Excel will automatically select or detect the table for me, so I don't have to click and drag. Automatically it says this is the table that you are referring to. I say yes, because that's the boundary. And there is one other option that says that my table has headers. Obviously my table has a header. The zone and percentage are the headers of my table, and these are the actual values. The south, north, east are the actual values. The top row is the header row. Let me click on OK, and you are done with it. However, this Excel has created a table for you, but it has not given a proper name. Now when you create a table and when you are inside this table, you will notice that you get an extra tab over here. Suppose if you click outside, the tab vanishes. So if I click inside, the tab appears. So table tools and design, and if you click on this design here, table tools and design, right at this corner you will see the name of the table. The name of the table that you see over here is a table 1, which is not what the question says. The question says the table name should be commission. So I'm going to type that commission over here. I will delete this whole thing and type commission. Just click outside. This table is now commission. Now if you click again inside, notice that the table name is commission. Okay. So I have created a table called commission. Now let me do the other part, and let's see what else they have asked me to do. The next thing that they have said is you create another table called as sales and add the details. Now, there are two ways in which you can do it. You can create the table first and then add the details. Because I have already started the table with some sample names, let me complete the table and then I will convert it into a table. Like how I have converted these rows into table, I'm going to convert it into table later. So I have a few names over here. I'm going to select this name. Again, selecting name is very simple. You click in the middle, drag it down, and then go to the fill handle and then drag it down. So you have the names. Let me take the zone names. I'm going to copy this one, select it, Control C to copy, Control C. Let me type that thing. There are two things you can do: CTRL plus C for copying and CTRL plus V for pasting. So Control C and Control V will always work. So select it, make a Control C. You can see a running ant there, and click here and then say Control V. One more time, click here and then say Control V. Don't worry about yes, now suppose don't worry about the color. Okay, color is not an issue. Color will not make anything new, but you have the zones here. Then let me type the place. I'm going to say Udupi, let's say, and I'm going to say Karkala. Okay, I'm going to say Manipal. That's enough for me. And whenever you are selecting the name, don't type don't a very lengthy name, because it will take time to type, and the time is precious during the examination. Type the short names over here. Okay, select all the three, and how do you select? Click in the middle and then drag it down. Go to this fill handle. What is this? Go to this fill handle and then drag it down, and you have all of them. You don't need to waste your time in that. Let's say we have the item. I'm going to type the short item: CPU, RAM, and HDD. CPU was there here, I suppose. CPU, RAM, and HDD. HDD stands for hard disk. Okay, hard disk drive. Okay, three items are enough for me. I'm going to select them by clicking in the middle and dragging it. I'll go to the fill handle and then drag it down. So you have the items getting repeated. Then I need the rate and quantity. So this is the rate per unit. So this is the rate per unit, even though I typed rate. According to the question, that is rate per unit. Okay, but in short it is called as rate always. So let me write the rate. Let's say CPU is 12,000. Okay, RAM is 4,500. Hard disk is 5,500. That's enough for me, and I'm going to select all of them and I'm going to drag it down. Now if you want, you can type on your own. Now when you do it, you notice that it has actually taken the difference, but I don't want that thing to be done, so I will select them again. When I fill it, let me zoom in for you. When I fill it, I will use the fill handle, and before I drag, I press the control button, hold it down, and then start dragging it. So drag it, leave the mouse button first and then the control button. So with that done, let's create the quantity. Now you can type any quantity over here. So let's say 45, 34, 55. Okay, or you can just say 45 and then drag it down and hold the control. If at all, if it is not moving, hold the control when you are dragging it, and you have the all the items that are created. So you can just start with the 5 also. Then as you drag, hold the control and then drag it, and leave the mouse button first and then the control. Then you have the quantity. Okay, this is what they are supposed to suppose us to do that thing. So my table is created, but I have to convert it into table. That is what they have said. Create another table called as sales. So I have to convert this into table, and converting it into table is much easier. Click anywhere in this region. Okay, click anywhere. I am doing it because Microsoft Excel is smart enough to detect the table range. Otherwise we have to manually click and drag and make it happen, and when we try to do it we may miss out altogether. So it is better you allow the Microsoft Excel to perform that thing for you. Let's go to the insert tab here, and in the insert tab we have an option for the tables. So let me click on this table, and you notice that Microsoft Excel is smart enough to detect the table for you. Okay, that's the reason when you are using Microsoft Excel, allow it to do its work. It will do it faithfully. Okay. Then let's look at the range it has already selected, and also it will notice that it knows that you have a title, that is zone, place, and so on and so forth. There is a title header for your selection. Okay, click OK, and that's done. However, what is not done in this case is so remember, you have a extra tab here called table tools and design. What is not done in this one is this is not the name that you are supposed to give. What is the name according to the question? The name is sales. I'm going to copy it, Control C, and paste it. Definitely this is not possible for you during the examination because you will get the printed questions. So I will select this and paste it. That's it. Click outside, and then maybe to test it one more time, click inside, and you notice if you go to the design here, this particular tab will appear only if you are inside this table. If I click outside the table, the tab won't appear. If I click inside, the tab will appear. If you click on this design, which is here, okay, you will notice that it appears in this case. Okay, that's done. Let's look at what else we are supposed to do. Then they said that calculate the total sales. So let me calculate the total. Now remember, when I type, look at the beauty of this Microsoft Excel. This is the table that you have defined. Now I'm going to add one more column to this one, and that column name is total. So the minute I type this total, Microsoft Excel knows that you are extending the table. I press enter, you notice that it has extended the table. So table was up to here, automatically it will extend the table. So that's why allow Microsoft Excel to do its work, and you will save a lot of time during the examination. Let's start with the total. What is total? Rate into quantity. So unit price is 12,000 into 5 will be the total. Now I'm going to take this one. What you notice in this case is if I calculate, if I click on this rate, you notice the formula is very different. It says at rate. This is the new thing that you see whenever you are using the table. And if I click on quantity, you notice that into quantity, it is actually taking the title, that is a row title. Now I press enter. Again, one beautiful thing you will notice is I press enter, the formula is automatically replicated to all the rows. We don't need to type it again and again. So that is how it goes. Now let's go to the next part, and what they are saying is for calculate the total for each of the, referring to this one, and then they said that compute the commission. So that's the next thing that we are supposed to do. Let's compute the commission. Again, I'm going to type commission, and when the minute I press enter, the table get extended. So I have the commission. How do I get the commission? Now this is my total. For this I have to get the commission. What is the commission? Because look at this thing. Okay, so if you look at this one, this is for 60,000. What is the commission? So how do I compute the commission is I will have to go to this zone. So what is my zone? South zone. And then go to the zones table, then you get this south zone, and in the south zone they have said the commission for south zone is 10%. So I have to now calculate the 10% of this 60 and then show the commission. What about for the second one? This is the total amount sold. So first I will have to go to the zone name here. So zone name is north here. Then go to the other table, and in the other table the north has the commission of 12.5. Now I have to take this, multiply it with 27,000, and then I have to get the commission. So the amount for the commission depends on what value you have typed here. If you have typed south here, this will be 10%. If you have typed west here, it will be 13%, and so on and so forth. So let's try to do that thing. Let me check what is the particular. Let me slightly reduce this. Okay, so I will start with the equal sign, and I'm going to type if. I'm going to click on this one, that is if this zone, you notice that it's going to come as at zone. If this is equal to south, okay, so that is it. Now what you need to do now is, according to their question, they said that make use the absolute reference. Now this part, whatever you have done, is called as a relative reference. How to convert it into absolute reference? It's a very easiest way to convert anything into absolute reference is, on your keyboard there is a function key F4, not this F, $F4. So there is a key F4, F1, F2, F3, F4. This is the function key. Just press that function key, and Microsoft Excel will do the needful for you. Okay, so keep the cursor here. My cursor is here, you notice there. If I press the F4 once, you will notice that it has automatically done it $A, $2. I don't need to do anything. So this is $A, $2. Remember, the dollar is preceding both the reference. That's simple as that. Okay, now suppose if you are sorry about that. So if you are not careful enough, and if you press it again, it toggles. See, now the dollar is there only for 2. The dollar is there only for A. Next time there is no dollar. But what is required is this. This is called as absolute reference. $A, $2, and you are not typing anything. You are just pressing F4 the minute you select it. Okay, that's done. If the zone is, sorry, I think I will do it one more time. When I talk, it is difficult for me to concentrate. Okay, so sorry, this is not this, A2, and then I press F4. This is done. If this is the case, then what is that I am supposed to do? I am supposed to calculate the total into, I'm going to press into, okay, total into 10%. Okay, I'm going to press 10. Now again, this, if you notice here, this is called as a relative reference. I have to make it an absolute reference. Very simple option, and that is you just press F4. It is done for you. But this should be in percent. 10 means it is not just 10. 10 means 10 by 100. Okay, now I am not going to type 10 by 100. Instead of that, you know very well, if you want to convert it into percentage, just type the percentage symbol in front. So I am going to just put the percentage symbol in front of it. The Excel knows what you are supposed to do it. So leave it to Excel for doing the calculation. So this is first part. So this is, if suppose if this zone is south, then 10%. What if this zone is north? So that is the next part. So if the next, again I put a comma, if the zone is north, again remember all this reference has to be made as absolute. So the minute you click on this one, press F4, so it becomes $A, $3. If this is the case, what is that you are supposed to do? Same thing, whatever total you are getting, multiply it with the commission of the north, not the commission of the south. We'll multiply with the commission of the north. Again, the minute you get this references, press F4 and then put a percentage sign. That is done. This is for the north. Again, I'll put a comma and again I'm going to put if, one more if statement. What if this, even though it is south now, what if it is if this value is east? What to do in this case? So if let me go over here. If the zone is equal to east, what am I supposed to do? So if this zone is south now, suppose you have the other values here. So if this zone is east, now again you notice this is in relative reference. Press F4 to make it as absolute reference. If that is the case, what is that you are supposed to do? Whatever is the total, multiply it with the corresponding commission of the east. So this is the value. This can be anything. So just multiply it with that. Then put a percentage symbol. Remember, you need a percentage symbol because I need, by the way, I have to convert it into absolute reference. So press F4. First make it as absolute and then put the percentage there. And the last option, let me put a comma and one more if. What if this zone is equal to west? Okay, again, the minute you get this reference in this particular question, you have to convert it into absolute. So press F4 on your keyboard and you got it. Suppose if this is the value, then what am I supposed to do? Okay, if this is the case, then I am supposed to take this total, multiply it with the corresponding commission of the west, but this is in the relative reference. Press F4 to make it absolute reference. Put a percentage symbol because I want to calculate the percentage. Now you have to close all the if. Okay, very important thing, whenever you are closing the if, see to it that the last if that you are closing is in black color. So see the color, this is not black, this is not black, this is not black, this one is black. That means you are done with it. Okay, the last color will be black. So you press enter and that's it. You got the commission value. Now let me check my value. Now I'm going to blindly do this thing. Now my zone is south. You can notice my zone is south, and in the south zone the commission is 10, that is 10%. Now I'm going to suppose if my total was 100 rupees. So total was 100 rupees. Then what am I supposed to do? 10% of the 100 rupees, 10% of 100 is 10 itself. So I must get the commission as 10. So what am I getting it? So I'm going to say 100 rupees is my commission, and you notice if my commission happens to be in the south zone, if my commission is 10%, then 10% of 100 is 10 itself. What if I was in the north zone? So I'm going to type north here. What if I was in the north zone? If the total is 100, and if I'm in the north zone, then I'm supposed to get the 12%. So 12% of 100 is 12.5% of 100 is 12.5%. So I'm getting it. Let's go for the east. Now if I was in the east, let's look at this one. If my total was 100 and if I'm in the east zone, my commission is 14%, and 14% of 100 is 14 itself. So I'm getting it. Let's go to the last one, and that is what if I was in the west zone. Now if I was in the west zone, then let's look at this one. Suppose if I was my total was 100, and if I'm in the west zone, corresponding commission in the west zone is 13%. So 13% of 100 is 13 itself. So I am getting the value, and I assume that it is true for all the remaining one. So before I proceed, let me do the complete this calculation. This is a rate into quantity. This was the original form. Now I'm having trouble with the formula because of zooming in. So this I'll go with the quantity into rate, press enter, and the remaining. This was the original value. I just changed it. So I'm recalculating it. So this is done. You are done with the first part, and this was south. I think it was south there. Okay. So this is what was there. South was there. Something was there. Anyhow. Now let's go ahead with the next part. What does they say is use the advanced filter and show the records for various zones. So in separately, this is what they have said, separately show the records. How am I going to do that thing? Now I'm going to select the zone first because I want to filter on the zone. So I will just select these two, zone and south. So click in the middle and then drag it down. So this is simple as that. So click in the middle and just drag it, and you know very well keyboard shortcut for copying is CTRL plus C. Keyboard shortcut for pasting CTRL plus V. So start with the Control C, and when you want to paste it, use Control V. So let's go ahead. So I'm going to press Control C. You notice that it said it has copied it. I will slightly go down over here and I'm going to paste it. Control V to copy it, to paste it. So let's go ahead and let's do the filter. Now before you start using the filter, see to it that your mouse, the active cell is anywhere in this table. Remember, the minute you keep it, Excel knows what you are doing it. So if you keep it outside, if your active cell is here or somewhere else, the Excel will find it difficult to search for the table. So I have the table with me, and what am I supposed to do? I am supposed to go for an advanced filter. Where is this advanced filter? Now in your tabs over here, you have a tab called as data. So you will find a tab called as data. In this you have a filter which is already been applied, but we have one more filter called as advanced filter. Now that's available under the tab data. So let's click on this advanced filter. The first thing you notice that because my active cell was within this table region, Excel will automatically detect that this particular table that you are referring to. That's the reason why you keep it here. Now the next one, it says where is the criteria. Actually my criteria is below. You can scroll, okay, and then you can select this particular thing. You can just scroll and then select it. Now what you are going to do here is look at this one. This is the list range. It has already selected. You can see this running ant. That is the range of the table. So this table is the range. So you don't touch that thing. That is already filled for you. And what is that you are going to do is you are going to click here in this region, criteria range. Can you see the cursor there? Okay, so the blinking cursor comes there, and then go here and then select it. That's it. Okay, I'm going to do one more time for you. Okay, I'll delete everything. So use the backspace to delete everything. I'll do it one more time. This part you don't touch because the table list is automatically detected. You need the criteria range. Keep the cursor here. Click on this zone and then get it down. Okay. There are old versions of Microsoft Excel, maybe 2007 and so on. In this case, when you click on this blinking cursor, you may not be able to select it. In that case, what you are supposed to do is, there is a small box here. Click on this box and now make the selection. Click on this box again, you are back. This is same as doing this directly. The newer version will automatically do that thing. The older version you may, I don't know, I don't remember, because 2007 is maybe 10 to 15 years old software. I don't remember what I did 15 years ago. So I'm not sure, but there are many colleges who are using 2007 version. In that case, you may end up in a bit trouble there. Okay, so if that's the case, you just go here. If in your college this is not working, when you click on here and if it is not selecting, click on this button, then make the selection, click on this button again, and you are back. Now I need to copy it to a separate location, so I'm going to say copy it to another location. Again, where you want to copy it, it's going to say where you want to copy it. Click here, copy to, click here. If it is not working, you have to click on this one. So click here. In my case it's working. So and then I'm going to select I'll leave one line here, and I'm going to select only one cell here, only one cell. Okay, click OK, and that's it's all done. You can see that I will zoom out for you. You can see that it has done it. This is for the south zone. You, according to the question, you have to do it for all the zones. So manually you have to do it for all the zones. So select it, select this zone, and here. So how do you select it? Don't use the fill handle, just click in the middle and then drag it down. Control C to copy and Control V to paste. Okay, so you have pasted it. This time the zone is north. You have to do it for all of them, north, east, west, south, and so on. So do it. This is manual work, so nothing else to be done. So go here. The first thing, before you activate the advanced filter, keep the active cell anywhere. Click on anywhere within this table, and then activate the advanced filter. Where am I getting advanced filter? Go to the data tab, and then you have the advanced filter. So click on this advanced filter. Excel will automatically detect the table for you. That part is done. Okay, because you have already used the filter, Excel will think that it is the same thing that you are using. So but we are not using the same thing. So what you are supposed to do is, for the second time, delete this thing, whatever you have it here, criteria range, you delete it. Okay, and then the criteria, use the backspace to delete it. Criteria is a north zone, so select this north zone. Okay, last time you had south zone, this time you are selecting north zone. Again it says let me click on this one, copy to, delete whatever that is there, because it selects the previous selection. Just use leave one line and then click on only one cell here, click OK, it's done. So your north zone is done. I'm going to zoom out for you. So your north is done. Again the routine work, select it. So click in the middle, drag it down, Control C to copy, go here and then say Control V to paste it. This time the zone is not it is west. Yeah, I think east, west, whatever. East, west. Yes. It's up to you. Start with west or start with east. It's not going to make any difference. However, very important thing, you don't start the advanced filter from here. To start the advanced filter, always go to the table, make one cell within this table as active. Otherwise, the Excel will get confused. Okay. So you have this table, and anything in the table selected, go to advanced filter. Excel will select the table for you, so that is good. Scroll down, use this scroll and scroll down, because you need the criteria now. Scroll down, and this criteria, whatever you see there, there is one criteria. This is the last criteria that it is test taken. Click here, and you will notice that when I click it, actually it showed me that it is showing taking the last criteria. It's not the one. Delete this criteria. My criteria is the new criteria, and that new criteria is this one. The zone is east. As usual, copy to and it will take the previous selection. That's what I don't want. Okay, so delete this one, use the backspace to clear it, leave one line and then click on one cell. That's it. Click OK. So I've copied it, and then you have the, I'll zoom out for you, and you have the east zone for you. Last thing, you notice that the zone is east, zone is north, zone is south. So from this table it will automatically filter the north, east or west or anything depending upon the criteria that you have given. Let's go to the next one. I'm going to use the control C, and I'm going to paste it. Click here and control V, and this one is west. So this is the west. Now I want to make the filter for the west. Okay, so that means I want to just show the result of west. Let's go to the table. Click anywhere within the table, go to the data, and within the data you have the advanced filter. Click on this advanced filter. Automatically the range is selected for you. I'm going to scroll down, and you have the criteria. I'm going to zoom in for you now. So the criteria is the old criteria. So click here and use the backspace, delete it. I want the criteria, so select the criteria as zone is west. Select both of them, header and the zone. That's it. And then I want it to be copied to some location, so I say copy to another location. Delete this part. Okay, so this one copy to, and leave one line there and click on one cell below this. Click OK, and it is done. So what it has done is, from this table it has filtered out only south, only north, only west and only east. So this is only south records, only north records, only east records and only west record. So this is done. Let's look at the other thing that they have said. Okay. What's the other thing that they have said? They have said to show the records for east and west zone. Remember, east and west is not possible. The logical correct way of this saying it is east or west. You cannot have a region which is there in the east and west. You can have a region either in the east or in the west, but it means east and west, east or west. So let's select that one. Again, I'm going to copy this zone. Okay, and I'm going to just paste it here as usual. Control C to copy, Control V to paste it. According to them, they want east and west. So my zone is already west is there. I'm going to drag it. Already west is there. I'm going to type east. East and west both are there, east and west. So my criteria is last time it was only east. This time it is east and west. Only thing is that you have additional values. Let's go again back to the table. Click anywhere within the table. Go to data. Go to advanced filter. Click on the advanced filter. Microsoft Excel will detect the table for you. Scroll down, and this is the criteria. So click on this criteria. Delete whatever criteria it has taken. That's not what I wanted. So select this one. You can use the mouse wheel to scroll up and down. So if you are wondering how I'm doing it, use the mouse wheel. There will be a wheel on your mouse. Just rotate it up and down. You will see that it is easy to scroll. Okay, so I have the zone here. Let me click on copy to another location, and then I'm going to delete this one. This is not what I want. Leave one row over here and click on one cell below this. Click OK. It's done. I will zoom out for you just to see that this is both east and west zone. Let me slightly go up. So east or west, you get only those zones. Okay, let's look at the last criteria. And what does the last criteria says? Okay, items sold is more than 50 in north or south zone. So let's first get the zone. I'm going to copy this one, select this. Again, selecting is clicking in the middle and then dragging it down, not the fill handle. So let's control C it, go down and control V. So remember, there are two things that you are doing. When you are copying it, it is CTRL plus C to copy, and CTRL plus V to paste. So I don't know when I am talking whether you are getting C and C or CV and V. Okay, so the first one is control C I am using, second one is control V. Okay, so that's done. I have the zone, and according to them the zone is south and north. So the zone is south and north, that is what they want. And the next one that they want is I don't know why this antivirus has to advertise in the middle. Okay, in any case, the next one is the item sold. This is the quantity is more than 50. So where is this quantity? Remember, it is better you it is this quantity is this one quantity. Remember, the spelling must be proper. If the spelling is different, you will end up in trouble. So this is the same spelling that you are using. Either type it or copy it. Control C to copy and control V to paste. So control V to paste it here, and the quantity is greater than 50. So you just say greater than 50. Okay, again greater than 50. So you do that thing. Quantity is greater than 50. Quantity is greater than 50. For south is the quantity is greater than 50. For north greater than 50. So you have additional thing over here. So these are the extra criteria that you are using it. Now let's go ahead and let's click on the table here. So I'm going to just click on this table. Anywhere within the table you can click. As usual, go to data, go to advanced filter, click on it, and the Microsoft Excel will select the table for you. Scroll down, so use the mouse wheel or use this one, the scroll bar to scroll. Okay, that's done. And now the criteria range, you have to select the whole criteria range. So click here, delete this one, this is not required, and then select the whole thing, including zone, quantity, and so on. That's done. Then I say copy to, select this is not the place, and just scroll down and select one blank cell over here. Click OK. What you notice in this case is let me zoom out for you. What you notice here is a very important thing. The problem with me is I don't have anything that is in the north region where the quantity is greater than 50. In that case, what you will do is you have to repeat this whole thing. There is no other option. So quantity for south, I will make this quantity is 125, and maybe for one north I'll make it as 210. Remember this, otherwise it will say nothing is there. According to the table, nothing is there whose quantity is more than more than 50. It's not, none of them are there. That's why it says I don't have anything, and that's why I'm not getting anything. Okay, so let's delete this one. Select it. How do you delete it, by the way? Select everything, okay, and press delete, and it's gone. Unfortunately, we have to do it one more time. I am doing it one more time because I have to show you that there is something in that region. So I have a quantity 125. I did it. So is it going to create a problem? No. You when you create it, see to it that this quantity is 50. Otherwise, now the thing is this commission has changed here, and if you notice the north commission has changed. Okay, and so on. Okay, remember this filter, what you notice here, it is a static filter. Once you create this filter and if you make changes, automatically it will not highlight anything. It will take the old value only. Okay, so suppose if I make Deepa in north now, here it will not automatically change the Deepa to north. It will not do that thing. So it is just a static filter. Once you done, it's the end of it. The next time if you want, you have to repeat the whole thing. In any case, I am going to repeat this one. So let me click on this. Procedure is same, only thing is I don't have the values there, that's it. So click anywhere in the table, go to data, click on advanced tab. It has done that thing for me. Now the good thing about it is because I am just made the changes, this criteria everything is there in the same thing. Okay, you just say copy to another location, click ok, and you are going to get it. Okay, because it's the same criteria that it is using. So you notice that because I typed these two values 125 and 210, you get two values. That's all you need to do in this exercise. Thank you for your interest. We will meet again with the access exercise. Thank you.